Today, I'm going to review what I think is the essential action figure guide if you are a Star Wars collector, and what makes this book so special among collecting guides that have already been made. So let's go. Welcome back. And before I get started into reviewing this book, first, I'd like to take you through a short history as to what came before it. Because to appreciate what makes this new guide so groundbreaking, I think we have to know where collecting guides have come from. And I think there are two major predecessors, starting with the Kellerman Book, made in 2003. At the first printing, this book's price was $34.95, and now you can find them on Amazon for a staggering $2,000. This 260-page book focuses on the action figures themselves, either loose or on cardback. And this book goes beyond the pedestrian collector and doesn't stop with just detailed photographs, classifications, and original prices. It offers detailed information about carded figure combos and detailed graphics about sticker offers, even prototypes and proof cards. But then there's Mark Bellomo's The Ultimate Guide to Vintage Star Wars Action Figures. This book doesn't go into the classification details from cardback to cardback, but this book is very good at telling you the history of the toys, characters, and it has super detailed pictures of the action figures as well as sections for vehicles and playsets. And if you're gonna get into collecting and are a novice, I would start at that book first before reading the Kellerman Book. And this book is still available in paperback at a fairly affordable price at $150 at the time of this recording at least. There are other books that go over the vintage Kenner action figures and ones that do a good job, but I wanted to show you ones that I think set the stage for the standard of collecting reference guides. And here is the newest one. This is from ReadFive Designs, and it's titled Star Wars Toy Guide Volume 1, Kenner Action Figures 1977 to 1985. And the authors are Gianni Venturini and Gregory Armstrong. This is from ReadFive Design, and first and foremost, they are Star Wars fans and collectors themselves, and they are highly skilled artists and marketing experts. From their posters and art, and they even designed my logo for this channel. So in the creation of the book, it wasn't just in the hands of skilled collectors, it was in the hands of talented artists, logistical minds, and designers, and it shows in this book. The Kickstarter for this book began in November of 2020, and it only took 2 months to smash its financial goals of raising £127,000. And I got in on this, ordering a copy for myself for 109 British pounds. This book weighs 5 kilograms, or just over 11 pounds, so it's not a book you just throw in your backpack or carry around. It's meant to be displayed or kept on a table where you can reference it in your collection room or office. This book's cover sleeve is perfectly designed. The version I have is the blue cover, but there were different collectible colors offered during the Kickstarter phase. But this is the standard version. It has raised gold embossing art, so when you run your fingers over it, a great feel and texture is provided. Plus the paper is heavy stock and not brittle to the touch. And taking off the protective jacket, the book's hardcover is also nicely designed, with the texture and thickness of the cover letting you know immediately that this is a high-quality product. This isn't a book. It's a tome. Well, it's a Bible. Opening the book, you get a sense that it's meant to be studied and not flipped through. And in this We Really Do Care certificate that comes with the art, they explain how you should care for this book. And I have my book autographed from the authors. On the beginning pages, it gives you a light backstory about the authors, their connection to Star Wars and collecting, and their love for art and the history of Star Wars. The exciting part is when you go through the table of contents and what is expected in this book. And I'm going to highlight what I think are the sections that make this book stand out as a must-have for any collector. Next is a brief history that sets the stage of the era you're entering when referencing these toys, the history of Kenner and where the toy landscape was at that time, and the historical significance of what these Star Wars toys did to the industry as a whole. The next important sections take you through a detailed guide of the cards themselves. The card fronts of every release from 1978 all the way to the droids and Ewoks line. And it does the same for the card backs as well. It goes through detailed facts as well as including the first appearances, the offers that were printed or applied to the cards. And when studying the card backs, it takes you through a logical and well thought out design template that were used by Kenner to help you understand and categorize your collection. And ReadFive also does something that I think is interesting and I thought was a brilliant touch. They gray out some of the card backs that haven't been identified yet and that may be out there. So when they are officially categorized and identified, you don't have to wait for another volume to get these reprinted. The authors have included these sticker sheets for you to update and apply yourself. And I thought that was a very nice touch. Some pages even come with great Easter eggs and foldouts that keep your attention going, making you want to explore further. The photographs and layouts on each page are highly detailed and professionally curated, and the figures shown are in the best quality and pristine examples, so you get a feel for how they're supposed to look. And then going into the next major section, the variants. Going through country of origin, variation in accessories, molds, features. The detail on this is second to none. There's also a detailed section on accessories and the clothing, a section dedicated to multi-packs, and a chart breakdown of variations of how figures were paired. Also, a great section on baggies and mail order figures and accessories, and a gorgeous section on the mini catalogs. There's also a section that I thought was a great touch, a photo library of the mail catalogs from stores like JCPenney and Sears. And then we get into a great section about all of the coins. And the detail in all of these photographs, all throughout this book, are the best that I've seen, bringing out the details that you might have missed even if you have one of these coins in your possession. There's also proof cards and previews of cards that were unproduced, and large size action figures as well. If you look at the history of where collection books have been, this propels it into the future of what collecting books should be. The photography is excellent and details every aspect of the figures, their accessories, and the card backs. The layouts are well thought out and well designed, and there are no unnecessary design elements that take your focus away from the main feature, and that is the toys and information itself. And in that, you can tell that ReadFive Designs took inspiration from the Kellerman Book, but where they exceed is in the level of detail and design that surpasses any book out there. And the planning that went into this book, the project management to produce this book, I wish I can see a documentary of that process, the valleys, the roadblocks, and the highlights of success when they finally released it. The only thing that's missing from this Volume 1 comes in the fact that it's missing the playsets, mini rigs, vehicles, and carrying cases. But that's where Volume 2 is going to differ, because in that volume, they have announced that it will contain all the information that I just showed, plus all of the things that I just listed. So it will have detailed pictures and information on playsets, mini rigs, figures, and carrying cases. A link to get on the waiting list is in the description, so head down there now to get on this must-have collector's Bible for the vintage Star Wars action figures. And I really would like to thank Gianni and Greg for being supporters of this show and creating such a wonderful piece of art. And yes, this book is a piece of art that should be showcased in your collection. So head to that link in my description to get on that waiting list for Volume 2.
If you like this content and want to make videos like these possible, please join the community on Patreon. Membership perks include early access to see videos, member-only episodes, extra entries into giveaways, member-only live streams, member shoutouts, and free digital downloads of my collector sheets and reference guides. Go to the link in the description to become a member of the Academy.
And if you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. That does support the channel. And please consider subscribing for more Star Wars and collecting content. And as always, my friend, thank you, and I will see you next time.
If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.